Oh, Jack, I went and watched it yesterday and I felt like I was a 90s kid again. There's like a bang of proper old school kids movies of it. Did you kind of feel that when you watched it the first time round?
100%. I'm so glad you said that because for me, that was always like the aim. When I first read the script and spoke to the director, it was like those classic 90s kids films that we were trying to evoke. And so I'm really happy that you as an audience member felt like that's what you were kind of thinking when you watched the movie, because it was certainly our intention. And yeah, it's like it's such a wholesome film. It's got its heart in the right place, and it's funny and sweet, and yeah, it knows what it is, which I think is really important with a movie.
Are you ready for loads of mums and dads to tweet you to say, now my child wants a 10-foot red dog?
Yes, 100%. Like already that is the case. I did a screening yesterday for friends and family, and they brought all of their kids. And I got a few text messages this morning saying children had requested red dogs of various shapes and sizes, and I was to blame for this. So yeah, I think that's going to be a conversation that a lot of parents are going to have after taking their kids to see this in the cinema.
What was it like working with a, CGI dog? Like, was that difficult at times?
Yeah, it was quite strange. Like they did everything they could to help us. Obviously, you need something to have an eye line with, and they got these guys who were puppeteers, and they'd built this like big red skeleton shaped dog, which was kind of terrifying. It was like a demonic pantomime horse, and that's what we acted against most days. But it did move like a dog, and it was good to have something physically there in all of the scenes, rather than just having to kind of like make it up in your imagination. But it is a bit of a leap of faith. There are a lot of times on set when you're stood there and you're thinking to yourself, is this going to look ridiculous? And I was very pleased that the finished article, the CGI, had really helped make that not the case.
I was going to say, like, EastEnders used a tennis ball during COVID. Do you know when they couldn't have the two actors beside each other? You guys had, multiply that by a million.
Yeah, exactly. We also had quite a lot of Clifford's body parts, because for all of the close-up shots, you need to interact with like physical, elements. So they built like Clifford's head, Clifford's tail, not Clifford's lipstick, fortunately for the scene where I get peed on, but they had just about every other body part that was lying around the set. So there was quite a lot of strange days on the set when there was a scene where Clifford licks someone, and that was a prop guy with his hand in a massive rubber tongue, which had been dunked into a bucket full of fake dog slobber. And he was licking people with that, which was quite an odd thing to witness.
Did you take anything as a memory for yourself for years to come to say you're in Clifford?
Yeah, I asked to take Clifford's head, because they had Clifford's head on a stick, which I would have thought would have been great at Halloween, but unfortunately they've kept it away in storage in case we have to do another of these films.
Where people always talk about who they want to narrate their life, and I think John Cleese is up there now. There's something so wholesome about his voice, I found. What was he like to work with?
He's amazing. Right? John Cleese is one of my comedy heroes, and the opportunity to get to kind of work with the great man was amazing. And he's so fun. He's got such a great sense of humor. He's a really like avuncular presence on set. And I love that even though he's whatever age he is, he's got this like sense of kind of mischief. And he was like, yeah, a real joy to work with.
And Darby, like what a fantastic actress. And the little fella who plays Owen, like I was rooting for the two of them the whole way through it. They must have been like, you must see talent like that, now at your age going, look, these guys are just oozing with talent.
So good, yeah. I mean, they're so good. Isaac has such great comic timing, and Darby's such a tremendous actress. And like, I think back to myself when I was that age, because I did a bit of child acting, and I was so bad. Like I could never remember any of my lines. Even when I did, I couldn't deliver them properly. I got cut out of quite a lot of things, or entirely, or like my lines taken away to me and given to one of the children that could actually speak. And I look at Darby and Isaac, and they're just like streets ahead of me when I was that age. And they're proper talents, and I'm really excited to see how their kind of careers develop.
Do you think that in like, I always ask actors about things, you know, in 10 years time, your movie is going to be, you know, played in so many people's houses. Does that ever come into your head to think this is, you know, you're part of history now of people who are 5 or 6 grown up?
Yeah, definitely. And it also feels like with a movie like this, it is a movie that people will kind of watch over and over again. And, you know, kids will be watching it for the next, you know, 10, 20 years. And that's a really exciting feeling to be part of something like that. And also for me, just to be part of something that, you know, like kids can actually watch, because thus far my material and my output has been wholly inappropriate for a certain age bracket. So it's just nice to be able to have made something that my friends can take their kids to.
Amazing. Come here. I honestly God, I really did like it yesterday. I watched it with like just loads of kids in the same screening, and everyone was kind of, you know, at the end we're like, go on.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
Amazing. Thanks,
Cheers,
mate.
man. Thanks so much.